Today, after 2 months since I last did prehistoric face-off, I'll be putting two apex predators from different regions, aka zones, to see who would win in a fight. On one hand, we have the famous dinosaur that has been talked about for years, fighting the tyrant lizard king, but loses the battle, Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. And on the other hand, a close relative to the Giganotosaurus, but smaller, providing a body that has a combination of speed and power, Mapusaurus. Today on Go to Headquarters, I'll be discussing their stats to see who would win in a face-off. Will the Spinosaurus prove that size does matter? Or will the Mapusaurus prove that bigger isn't always better? Let's find out. Number 1. Strength. The Spinosaurus' strength doesn't come from its jaws, but the real strength comes from the arms. You may think these are weak, but these were large and more powerful than the Indominus Rex's arms. Yeah, this Spino is not here to mess around. The claws of the Spinosaurus were massive. One large claw measured almost 1 foot in length. They played a critical role in the Spinosaurus' everyday life, hunting included. I heard that the arm attachments are similar to modern-day bears, but these animals have an incredible swing force. By looking at the Spinosauruses, it seems these claws can slash and pull back, causing the Spinosaurus to do some serious damage if targeted on the right spots, which can result in a force from half a ton to a full ton. The Mapusaurus, on the other hand, strength comes mostly from the jaws and slicing teeth. But we will see what other weapons it uses. Carcharodontosaurus use their arms and possibly their feet as weapons, although they don't really use these weapons since their jaw is more than enough. But if they did, or if they didn't, which I do believe they do, the arms of the Mapusaurus would be used for grasping and piercing or assist when hunting. Others say they are used for holding onto mates and assist when sand, which I believe they use them for too. Not much like Spinosaurus, but it can do damage. The legs, on the other hand, would be used for stabbing into prey with the large toes and to restrain their prey by holding them down with a combination of their weight and strong limbs. Alright, we have a Spinosaurus that relies mostly on its arms, while the Mapusaurus relies mostly on its serrated teeth and powerful jaws, less relied on arms and legs. So, seems that using its arms more effectively when hunting, the Spinosaurus takes the edge when it comes to strength. Number 2. Speed. Mapusaurus are well known to be fast runners thanks to their slimmer, more agile body types and proportionately long, powerful legs. But here is the interesting part. Due to some recent discoveries in 2025, paleontologists, scientists, and experts discovered that 31 miles per hour was a bit much for its cousin, the Giganotosaurus, and it was likely slow. Why? Well, remember how I said in my bunch of raptors vs T-Rex video? Well, when I was discussing how fast a T-Rex can run, I also said this about bipeds. Bipeds typically use less energy to move from point A to point B, thanks to the proportionally large muscle mass on their legs, but at a cost of needing to pay attention to balance. And since recent studies have clocked the Giga at 10 to 20 miles per hour, the Mapusaurus should likely run at a speed of 10 to 22 miles per hour due to it being a little bit lighter than the Giga. The Spinosaurus, on the other hand, yeah, not much to say here. Its short hind legs are not built for running on land at all. It likely moved with a low, waddling gait similar to modern crocodile or penguins to navigate on land, but it would not have been capable of a true run at all. With no need to discuss this further, the Mapusaurus takes a clear edge when it comes to speed. Number 3. Intelligence. Discussing the intelligence of these creatures may be interesting. To see who's smarter, we at Go Checkers learn to see who is smarter, how to use their weapons, and how well they hunt. Let's start with the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus intelligence is a bit complicated since we don't really know how smart the Spinosaurus is. The closer we are able to know its intelligence is to look at a relative of the Spinosaurus known as ear-tailed challenger. This Spinosaurus nervous system was well adapted to pick up low frequency sounds and special vertical head movements to sense and catch prey. Due to Spinosaurus' long claws, we can understand that Spinosaurus would understand how to use them throughout its life. Mapusaurus is a completely different story. A dig site found multiple Mapusaurus fossils. We don't know why they were all together, but it says that they were the victims of a natural predator trap. What is a predator trap? It's when a predator or predators lure their kill into a trap, eventually cornering it or outnumbering it, causing it to get stuck. Pretty impressive for a pack hunter like Mapusaurus. It's also stated that they work together to take down larger prey such as the Argentinosaurus, but they would rather hunt younger or older Argentinosaurs than a full-grown healthy Argentinosaurus. So what do we have? We have a dinosaur that learns to use its arms throughout its life, and we have another who learns to set traps and focus on weaker prey. This was close, but knowing to target weaker prey and setting up a predator trap, the Mapusaurus takes the edge when it comes to intelligence. Number 4, experience. I'll cut to the chase on this one. It's the Spinosaurus. Why? Well, in experience in this fight, we mostly research who lived the longest. Mapusaurus lived 97 to 93 million years ago, while the Spinosaurus lived 100 to 93.5 million years ago. Yeah, without further notice, Spinosaurus takes the edge for experience by living longer than Mapusaurus. Number 5, bite force. Now, you guys may think that the Mapusaurus takes the win in this category, but trust me, these two have a closer bite force than you think. These two creatures have different jaw shapes, so let's begin with Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus had a narrow jaw, but due to less amounts of teeth on its jaw and shape would greatly affect the amount of pressure on prey. The best spot on Spinosaurus' jaw to inflict pressure, most pressure, would be in the middle of the jaw. Why? Because these teeth were best suited for biting down inward, which is useful for hunting underwater prey like sawfish and coelacanths. So right darn the script. Now, while no studies have determined how strong the bite force of the Spinosaurus is, it's likely that its skull was well adapted to inflict strong bites by using another relative of the Spinosaurus, the Suchomimus. And due to some mathematical scaling from Roach Center, shout out to them, subscribe to him by the way, he is amazing. It's likely Spinosaurus would have a bite force around 4,250 to 5,000 psi, ranking its bite force among theropods higher than we thought back a couple of years ago. Mapusaurus, on the other hand, did not have a bone-crushing bite force like the T-Rex, who had a bite force of 8,000 to 12,000 psi, or as much as its cousin, the Giganosaurus, who had a bite force of 8,000 psi. But due to it being smaller than a T-Rex and the Giga, this does not mean its bite was weak either. By using my Dino Field Guide, using studies from paleontologists, and comparing it to the Giganosaurus, it's likely the Mapusaurus would have a bite force of 6,800 psi. Due to it having the kind of bite force on their narrow skull and blade-like serrated teeth, this structure was best suited for slicing off chunks of flesh from larger prey. Okay, now let's see what we have. We have the Spinosaurus that has a bite force of 4,250 psi to 5,000 psi, capable of inflicting a strong bite and a good grip. And we have the Mapusaurus that has a bite force of 6,800 psi, capable of slicing off chunks from larger prey. Due to Mapusaurus having a stronger bite force and Spinosaurus having a good bite grip on prey, I think it's safe to call this a draw between both of these predators. We are now done with the analysis. Let's go to the stats. The Spinosaurus, having a little bit of arm strength and living a long period of time enough to know how to use its weapons effectively, takes the edge in strength and experience. The Mapusaurus, being faster and smarter, takes the edge in speed and a critical edge in intelligence. Both of these creatures came close when it came to bite force. The simulator is set. The apex predators are ready. Coming up, Spinosaurus aegyptiacus versus the Mapusaurus. As seen in this competition between these two creatures, it was the Mapusaurus who came out on top. The factors that brought it victorious were only speed. Even though the Spinosaurus did have size and power on its side, it lacked maneuverability and speed. The Spinosaurus was able to land more hits on the Mapusaurus thanks to its longer arms, but the Mapusaurus had the more lethal bite and was able to snap off the Spinosaurus' arm, but it wasn't easy. The Spinosaurus was even able to knock the Mapusaurus into the water, but the Spinosaurus wasn't fast enough to react in time. When the Mapusaurus' tail swiped the Spinosaurus back, causing it to get paralyzed. That bought the Mapusaurus enough time to ram into the Spinosaurus' side, and making it falling over where the arm is not there. The Mapusaurus wasted no time and bit the Spinosaurus' head and shredded it, causing it to die. However, if the Spinosaurus wins, it would likely win in the water, but in deep water. These guys were just fighting in the shallow water, and if the fighting took deeper water, then Spinosaurus would win. Do you think there were other possibilities that could happen in the fight? What are you guys' thoughts on this scenario? And most importantly, how did y'all like my new video? Let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. But, as always, continue to serve your dream. I love y'all. Goodbye. Make sure to watch this video where I put the Shibuya against the Beelzebufo, or watch this one where I put the Seismosaurus and Dreadnoughtus in a fight to see who is the true Titan.